Cannabis. All things culture, science, and health. Your one-stop shop for all things Cannabis.
All right. So this one hits close to home, ladies and gentlemen. We got lots of nudes. If you guys want any links to any of the stories, I will be sure to let you know which article I'm reading these out of and where to get it. So remember, I don't make the news. I just report the nudes. Okay. So remember that when you're getting upset with a guy because you don't like the nudes that's being covered on a Monday afternoon or something. Okay. That's last week's video.
Focus on trauma. Yeah. Focus on trauma. Yeah.
So, needless to say, StratCan is reporting my boy, Jesse, Toba Grown, is taking another brand to court because he says they screwed him. Okay? A Manitoba cannabis brand is taking a former partner to court. This is my friend Jesse Lavoie, aka Toba Grown. Several Manitoba companies are at the heart of a notice of claim recently filed in a Manitoba court. Toba Grown Inc. and Toba Rolling Inc. filed a notice of claim in Manitoba on February 16th against the owners of Keith Canna Company Limited and Lucky Ventures Limited. The defendants have 20 days to reply. In the claim, Jesse, owner of Toba Grown and Toba Rolling, claims that the owners of two other Manitoba businesses unfairly removed him from a business partnership, causing his own companies to suffer significant financial hardship. Toba's lawyers contend that the principal of and a shareholder in Keith Cannabis, Jesse Denton, entered into an agreement with Jesse to allow Toba Rolling to distribute its Toba Grown and other branded products from Keith's federally licensed facility. The claim also contends that Lavoie and Denton entered into an agreement with another entrepreneur, Tim Dorkson, to create the brand Lucky Stash for the for the Manitoba market. Although the agreement between Toba and Keith was fruitful, the claim alleges Denton terminated the agreement in 2023, effectively locking the company and its partner brands out of not only the Keith facility, but the Manitoba market entirely. That's big. Toba Grown now claims that Keith is in breach of contract, owing Toba more than $100,000, as well as equipment, cannabis held, and product held at their facility. It also contends that Denton violated his fiduciary duties to the business agreement, causing Toba Grown to suffer damages it says he is liable for, and that both defendants acted with an intent to injure the economic interests and reputation of Lavoie and the Toba brand. Now, of course, these allegations have not been proven in court. This was just released the other day. I've actually spoken with all of the parties involved. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've sat down and interviewed all of them, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm actually quite privy to all the parties involved. I think low key, I know Jesse the most, and I don't know everyone else as well. I sure hope that they can figure this out and that the parties get what they deserve on each end, and that we can find some kind of solution to this. It's a crazy time. If I can give you any advice, if you're getting into any relationship in this space, make sure you understand the people that you're getting in the relationship with. This space is rife with bad actors that are willing to that are not only willing but actively pursuing the ability to take advantage of people who aren't keen. It's almost as if it's a no-brainer that our culture isn't the most business savvy, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. We are a culture of positivity, of good vibes, human spirit. Business comes kind of just secondary to that. There's business people that are secondary to the culture that don't give a hoot about the people, the product, the plant, the community, that are willing to sucker, take advantage. So just be very mindful of that. And I'm speaking from experience. Okay, so anyways, that's from StratCan, and that's hitting close to home. That one's involving our boys Toba Grown. So hopefully they can get that worked out. That when Mike Tyson is speaking, we need to be listening. Said no one ever. But Mike Tyson is urging Biden to free thousands locked up over our plant. Right these wrongs, he's saying. In all his wisdom, Mr. Mike Tyson, the former heavyweight boxing champion, this is coming out of The Guardian, guys, has urged President Biden to follow through on his commitment to correct our country's failed approach to marijuana, end quote, and give clemency to the thousands of nonviolent offenders still languishing in federal lockups. Legal sales in the U.S. could soon reach $40 billion, and campaigners say it is an injustice that more than 2,000 people, overwhelmingly people of color, are in federal jails sentenced for conduct that today is essentially legal in almost half the country, with recreational canna legal now in 24 states. I'm just going to read this last paragraph. About 30,000 more are in state penitentiaries for non-violent canna offenses. Biden does not have the power to pardon those offenders because it's under the state penitentiaries, but Tyson is pleading with the president to pursue those states to do so. Now, I think it's a no-brainer that if anyone is in jail, quite frankly, for anything that's now legal today, I think you should be taken out of jail. I'm sure that goes for not only this product, but I don't know what else you could be. How technology has changed in a way that something that isn't now. But if there are people that are in jail for something that is now legal, that needs to change. Keep in mind, federally illegal. So he's looking for, the only way that these people are going to get any kind of clemency is through a pardon. Because as long as it's federally illegal, it's still illegal. So I understand the grievances and the frustration. Now, here's something I'm very excited about, okay? Mary Jones. You ever had a good Jones Cola? Yeah. Mary Jones Canna brings its soda edibles to Canada. Now, for all my American audiences, you're probably like, well, we've had these for a little while. Well, I've never had one. I am a huge fan of Jones Cola. Love me a good Jones. Never had me a Mary Jones. Chat, have you ever had a Mary Jones? Tell me you've had one. Canada's THC-infused beverage market is about to get more crowded. Jones Soda, the beloved soft drink company known for its quirky flavors, said on Tuesday that the arm of its canna business, Mary Jones, has been approved to operate in Ontario, Canada, with additional provinces to follow. Tell me, has anybody tried the cola? I want one. I want to try one. Yeah. So I wonder if we can get them shipped here. So that's wicked. So starting with their TH-infused beverages, the products are currently slated for Ontario availability in Q1 of 24. Freaking awesome! Shout out to our Mary Jones peeps. Who's ever had one? Seen them? Never had them. Jones Soda is one of the best sodas there is. Just full cap or no cap. Full stop, no cap. Don't tell my son I said that. Okay, so here's one for you. This one is more of a PSA more than anything else. I want to bring this to your attention because I know I've got viewers all across the country, let alone all across the globe. A brand of canna edibles in Ontario are being recalled due to mold. Now, babe, I think you can actually show the logo on. That's the logo right there of the. Okay, sweet. Health Canada is urging Ontarians to immediately leave a brand of edibles high and dry as they may contain mold. On Thursday, the health agency said 2 lots of Well-Can International Inc.'s Bon Turkish Delight Locum Edible canna may have microbial contamination. Mold ingestion may pose a risk of gastrointestinal symptoms and infections in consumers with compromised immune systems. So, very important. I just want to make sure that if you have this product or you tried this product, you saw this product, make sure. I try to mention most recalls when I can see them. The recalled products were sold from December 1st, 23 to February 8th of 24, and 587 units of the product were sold. The affected products have a packaging date of November 27th, 23 and January 8th, 24, and contain two 15 milligram gummies. Okay? Please keep your, if there's a mod out there, yeah, thank you. Please keep your eyes open. Grow your own, folks. I know making edibles is tough, but grow your own. Be very vigilant. I'm not saying that you can't find good stuff from the market. Just be very careful. Just be very careful. Here's one for you, all my Scottish friends. Excuse me. A top crime boss jailed for running a canna farm in Scotland. Yeah. Ilar Casa, 52, who was said to be a senior member of an organized crime group. He was arrested following raids in Glasgow and Harthill, North Lanarkshire. Has been jailed 8 years. In April 22, he was spotted by officers from Joint Organization Crimes Partnership attending two properties, one in Glasgow and another in Harthill, North Lanarkshire. When officers raided the Glasgow property, a former bank on Great Western Road, they found more than 350 plants and sophisticated systems for planting, growing, and irrigation. So what do you think they found? Just a hydro setup? They got confused? Yeah, just an ebb and flow system. A similar setup and a further 150 plants were discovered at the Harthill site on West Main Street. I want to know where he was. I want to know what he was. Don't go too far down. It's a bunch of plants. Castle left the country following the raids, but was arrested in Steps, North Lanarkshire 2 months later. Was a senior member of an organized crime group responsible for running farms in locations across. Oh my God! So all he's guilty for is growing herb. Yeah. No. Crime boss. Well, in fairness, I guess, I don't know this guy whatsoever, but I suppose he could be a bad actor. It sucks. You're only a bad actor because of crime and the law and the government. Someone should be able to grow farms. It would make getting access to it a lot harder illegally if it was regulated and just easier to grow and people didn't have to hide it. Here's one that hits home for me, boys and girls. More of just a statistic more than anything else. I wanted to mention this because it kind of caught my eye. High Times is reporting that smoking surpasses injection as the leading ingestion method in overdose deaths of fentanyl. A recent CDC study has shown that more people appear to be smoking fentanyl than injecting it, and it's killing them. More Americans are overdosing and dying by smoking illegal drugs as opposed to injecting them. Of the 109,000 recorded overdose deaths which occurred in 22, almost 70% involved fentanyl, and a recent study by that place showed that fentanyl users are beginning to favor smoking as their preferred method of ingestion, surpassing those who favor injection. So I other than the fact that this is kind of just like a shocking headline, I really just wanted this to take an opportunity and just remind anybody that if you're suffering from any kind of drug addiction, or if there's anybody who's suffering from any kind of drug addiction, get them some help. Try to seek some help. I know help is difficult. I know time is difficult, but the sun shines so much brighter on a sober mind. And I just, as someone who knows what the dark side feels like, I really, really want you to consider getting some help. Okay? I've lost too many friends, at least two friends to fentanyl overdoses, at least two that I'm thinking of off the top of my head. So it's like, yeah, don't let that be you or anyone you love. Okay, so get them some help, and try to be there for them. Okay, and it's crazy, man. I say this a lot, but it's like I really enjoy the day when I used to be able to do drugs and you didn't die. We used to do drugs that didn't kill you, and so it's just it's very strange. But part of that reason is leading into my next story. how this still persists and how is this so prevalent in today's society? Well, let's go to our next story. High Times reporting the DEA allows big pharma giant that helped fuel the opioid crisis to continue operating. Yeah, a big pharma company which had their license revoked for distributing suspicious shipments of opioids has been given their license back thanks to the help from the DEA. The DEA has rescinded a 23 directive which previously ordered a pharmaceutical company to shutter operations after they were found to have helped perpetuate the nationwide opiate crisis. Morris and Dixon, the multi-billion-dollar big pharma giant, which has been in business since 1841, will be permitted to continue selling drugs to Americans as per the result of a settlement reached with the DEA on Wednesday. That's wild. In operation since 1841. This comes just under a year after the pharmaceutical wholesaler had their license revoked for continuing to produce and distribute suspicious shipments of controlled substances for years after a judge recommended their license be revoked for cavalier disregard of controlled substance laws. Sure pays to be rich, ladies and gentlemen. Sure pays to be rich. That is crazy. So it is no surprise to me that the opioid crisis still fuels and still lives because, look, this multi-billion dollar company is given the green light to continue operations despite a slight slap on the wrist. Sure pays to be rich. So I'm not going to dwell on that one. I'll move on. Here's one. If you're in California, kind of being specific, California cops, tax collectors auction off property seized in Canada raids. Okay, so this is kind of ridiculous. I don't think I would want anything to do with this because, yeah, sure, they just confiscated all this equipment from people, and what, they're going to take down your name and they're going to sell it to you? So what, they can get it back again and sell it to the next guy? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Wait, I think it's the other way around. But somebody's in shame. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, absolutely crazy. So careful out there. Government officials and police officers, right hand to God, set up a live auction in Los Angeles to sell bongs and other property seized during raids on legal and illegal cannabis businesses. Legal and illegal. Crazy. Okay, so this is the story I want to finish on before I get into a nice long rant in regards to my content, or in regards to Canna content. This is one, shout out to my boy Chaotic. This is one that Chaotic sent to me, and with any story that I share here, you can share stories with me too. You can follow me on Twitter, which I'm no longer calling X. You can follow me on Twitter at Pigeons420. And if there's a story that you want to share, a conversation you want to have, I really encourage you to have it over there, and we can bring it over, or showcase it over there, and we can bring it over here. This is a story that I can almost guarantee you is going to get this entire little clip video age restricted and or deleted. And you might be like, well, why are you going to say it? Because it has validation and it has importance, and there's a reason that we need to share this kind of stuff because people don't talk about it. And in fact, I had my which one was it? Not Ed Rosenthal, my Rick Simpson video taken down because it was scientific misinformation. It was inconsistent with the World Health Organization, and so they canceled it because I quote unquote said the man who cured cancer. And some people were like, well, it's because of the title. Well, if it's because of the title, then geez Louise, Batman, ask me to change the title, not take my entire video down. So studyfinds.org. This one's here. This one's good. Canna extract kills skin cancer cells. Wow. Look at who didn't just make shit up. Jesus. YouTube. The world police. Remember, what's that movie? War America? America? Who, yeah? It should be YouTube. World police. Could Canna cure cancer? Researchers believe a revolutionary new cancer treatment is on the horizon. A canna extract has been found to significantly slow down the growth of melanoma cells and increase their death rates, which is exactly what Rick was saying. The research from Charles Darwin University and the Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology, scientists centered on a specific extract from the plant known as cannabinoid PHEC66. The study reveals that this extract can bind to certain receptor sites on melanoma cells. Once attached, it regulates the growth of these cells at crucial phases of their life cycle and enhances the damage inflicted upon them, leading them toward programmed cell death or apoptosis. Also, that's a young gangster from Detroit. But this is incredible. This is incredible. And of course, with most stories or most scientific studies that are released, we kind of already know this. Anecdotally, through hundreds of years, we've already seen this happening. We've seen the changes. And not to mention, not even necessarily that long of hundreds of years, Israel has been on the forefront of science and research for the last 100 years, and it's probably been longer than that. They've been the only ones on the forefront of science from around our planet, and they've discovered a lot of this already. So it kind of irks me. It kind of irks me that I get my video taken down because of science misinformation, when, go figure, there is science to suggest that, well, it's not misinformation. What is misinformation? There's information, and then there's falsities and fact. So I don't know what misinformation is. It's kind of a weird term that I don't fully understand. But anyways, they use it. So that's the nudes, ladies and gentlemen, from beginning to end, whether it's the first story or the last. I ask you, do you have anything you want to add? Do you guys have any questions, comments, concerns? If you do, I encourage you to leave them in the comment section below or in the comments. Every Wednesday we go live. We chat out these subjects, right here live with P, where the T is beer and the P is me. And I always appreciate you guys tuning in. You can follow me on Twitter at Pigeons420, where we can hash out all this stuff as well.